should a man or a woman play the role of an husband or a wife before they actually get that title?
I believe when you just started the relationship, I don't think you need to. But once you get like further and let's say you're engaged, I believe that's when you should start to play those roles because you're working towards something. You kind of already know this is who you're trying to be with, and that's the time to like figure each other out. But not before, because you could be giving somebody too much and then they get comfortable and they may not even get there. And then yeah.
What is too much?
Elaborate too much. Like, you want me to elaborate?
Yeah, elaborate. So it's like you might be giving too much. What is too much?
I'm trying to say too much is like, because those titles they come with. I'm trying to see how to.
I think first of all the question is what are those roles that we're talking about?
Yeah. So
what are the roles? So if we kind of talk about what the roles are, then we'll get to a point where we now ask ourselves what is too much of the role.
And that and also varies. How long have you been together?
Right.
You know,
So I will actually say,
So,
I will say that I think you should actually play those roles before you get that title because it's technically it's like your job you're auditioning for, right? So you want to be able to.
I didn't know.
that's why I was. That's why I was saying like maybe when you get engaged, you can start to do
It's
that
too late
role.
at that point.
I don't think so because
Is it what?
It's an audition.
It's an audition. You have to
So
put your best
both of
foot
you?
forward.
Show me what you got. Bring
Exactly.
what you take. Bring what you want
But
to
not
the
in
table.
that way.
How else will I know what you're able to deliver?
Yeah.
You're not showing me.
So let's
That's
be
why
first
too
then.
much. That's why
Yeah,
too
that's why
much
it's
is
too
you gotta know.
Am I supposed to wash your clothes when we're dating?
So I
Why not?
think that's a personal a personal preference. If you feel like you can do his laundry while he can do your laundry or he can cook for
that'd
you.
be too much.
Yeah,
Why
that's
that
why
would be too much.
figuring out what too much.
What too much is exactly.
No, but that's why we're having conversations.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
is
Like if I'm doing my
It
laundry
varies.
and he has clothes and he needs them washed, I'll add them into my laundry.
Alright, it
You
should
know?
be like this. It should be like this. I feel like it should be effortless.
Yeah.
Yes.
A relationship should not take like work. It shouldn't be like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna do this. You're gonna do this. You fill in each other's gaps.
Yeah.
You know, what other person lacks. If he knows that, you know what? If I know that you don't like eat breakfast every day, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Let me do my thing and make you something to eat for breakfast.
Exactly.
And if you know that he's not good with, organizing or doing like the little things, because the little things count in a bigger way that you probably wouldn't imagine to another person.
so we're taking this question from the point of we're both now living together, right?
Right.
Yeah,
You
you
don't have
live together.
to. You could spend a weekend
Yeah.
or
You don't have to.
I
Yeah,
have a question
There you go, then.
to anyone, I'm so sorry. But what's the difference between a girlfriend role and a wife role? Is there really a difference?
No, that's a good point.
It's just the title, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I just wanted to know.
And just to be the devil's advocate,
Yeah, there should be a
that's
difference
I
there.
think people get too comfortable.
There should be a difference.
What's the
But
difference?
what's the difference?
Besides the title.
But,
Fairness.
because everything I heard her say is the same as
Well,
being a
when
wife.
you're dating someone, you're not basically going to have a joint account.
right.
When you're
Yeah.
you're not having a joint account in a relationship.
Well, if
that's
you
the
live
only thing
together,
I-
you
No,
might.
but
Right?
girl, chill. Let's get there first, right? Let's be real. If you meet someone 3 months, you're not. There are certain things you're not yet doing. You're still
yes.
looking at yourself, trying to,
Figure
weigh
out.
yourself, feel yourself out. So in those months, I'm not going to be playing wife duty.
Yes.
Man, if I like you
course,
so
of
much,
course.
I'm the kind of person that if I like a guy, 2-3 months. First of all, the first month is I'm trying to know what you like and what you don't like. I'm not about to start playing wife role when I can't even determine what is the wife role I'm supposed to be playing before I even find out what it is that makes you tick. So it's before we that's like 2 years after. 2 years after, man, you're on your own. You have a lot of the rings at that point. But before then, the wife role, you can't have a joint account. That's a wife title, that's a husband title. Do you understand? I can't go to your parents' house 3 months into the relationship unless I'm already engaged. Or I can't go to your parents' house. Yes, I can't go to your parents' house, I gotta start cooking for them. Unless we're at that point where you're now saying, Mom,
So,
Dad, this is the person I want to
my
marry.
answer to the
And
question-
all of that.
Sorry, my answer to the question is not the early stage. We're not trying to figure it out. We know. So when you
You're
ask,
together.
Yes,
why
that's
do
what I'm
you
saying.
know?
You're
You're
together.
together.
Like we're
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
girlfriend
As a
versus a wife. Like
Yeah.
what's
You already know it.
what's the
You know
role?
there's
What's the different
prospects.
role besides the joint bank account?
I think people put a time frame on certain things, and I don't think that should be. Obviously, you still want to get to know someone, right? But like let's say a month in, you already decided, you know what, I like you, let's try to figure this out, let's make it work. So if you decide to move in a month later, 2 months later, whatever the case is, whatever the time frame is, I think that's just, it should be effortless, like you mentioned. It should just, whatever, like whatever you want to do at that point, right? So if you feel like this is the person I might want to end up with, let's try it out. And like, yeah.
At what point is too soon?
It's, you should, it's not, I don't think it's ever too soon if you.
That's so intangible.
Yeah, like you have to.
So that's what I'm saying.
You have to feel it, like you just know sometimes.
Yeah, but there's things where it's a situation where I'm sure like momentary, you can feel it where I really have that infatuation. Infatuation, love, and commitment, and all those things together. So I don't know, do you think that it's at a point where people are scared to make that jump and say, hey, let's give this a try, let's make this relationship work? Because I think, you know, if it was going to come to that, a lot of people would be together. You know, but we're not, because, you know, when they're not.
You have to find the person that matches your energy too, right?
But remember that sometimes when you meet someone and all of that, the first couple of months the energy is really high, right? The energy is like up here. To actually 3 months later, it starts coming down. That's when the real stuff starts happening. That's when you start seeing who the real person is, who they are, what takes them, what doesn't. Because at the beginning, hush, oh baby, I love you. But 3 months later, it becomes, the real thing comes up. At that point, right? That's when we now start deciding if we're just going to give ourselves, especially as ladies, right? You don't want to give too much in the first couple of months. No, we should be both sides. I do think that as a lady, you don't want to give it all at the beginning, right? Because there is a decision that he has to make when it comes to filling out, this is what I want to be. Remember, for some guys, you might just be too much for him.
Then that's not the person I'm meant to be
Exactly, but the whole reason is take your time. I don't think 1 month into a relationship you're doing everything for it. First of all, it looks like you're desperate to keep them.
That's not true.
It looks like you're desperate. It does.
I got to eat breakfast and you in my house, I'm gonna say you want some food.
Of course, no, that's fine. I think,
I have
if I'm doing my laundry,
I think it's high time we start sharing the energy. I say, as much as he needs me, as much as I think he needs me, it's the same way I need him. There's no reason why someone should be more careful or why one should put more energy. He's putting energy to it, I'm putting energy to it. There's no one is better than anyone here.
How do you determine what kind of energy he's putting in?
You can tell.
You know what you choose. You know what you choose before you put it. So like I was agree on what she says as not putting everything. Like there's still some things like you spoke about sharing, having same account. So I think it still comes to what she says, because at the same time, when we get to a state whereby, I know you're going to settle down with me like he's going to marriage. You know, there are things I want to see. I want to be sure you're up to the man I want, and you want to be sure I'm up to the woman who's going to bring equality or make our goals come true. So some things I'm not going to show, but sometimes it comes natural. Sometimes you go into a relationship and be like, you know what, I'm not going to be this with this guy, I'm going to wait and take my time. But it depends on the connection. You get the kind of connection
Okay, hold on,
you
guys.
find.
I have a question. When we're talking about relationship, when it now comes to, at the beginning, let's say 1, 2, 3 months into a relationship, can I tell him you can't talk to any other girl?
Yeah, that's a conversation you have with your
partner. Well, that is
Well, that should have happened in the very beginning.
Like
so
when
it's not like
Because
we're there. You can't see no one else. You can't talk to no girl.
It should be a mutual decision.
That should be not even.
It's a mutual
That should be self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Right? So
This is even the thing. There's no reason why I should tell you not to talk to another girl. It's something you should know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's something we are going to do. We mature people. So I shouldn't have to teach you. I should love someone else. Secondly, your actions. If we do not agree, my actions will tell you on what level I am between this relationship. It's simple. If I'm not giving it to you the way it is, like, okay, maybe she's not serious, she's just a passerby, then you can give energy to someone else. But if I'm giving it all, you won't be stupid to talk to someone else when I'm.
She said, Kiki, you talk Kiki personality is infectious. She be saying some wild shit sometimes, but she got a dope personality, man. All you know.
But sometimes you have to be careful in terms of you cannot assume. Let's say you meet somebody 3 months, you're thinking and they're just the two of y'all. You have to sometimes verbally put out a hint. Just me and you. I'm not messing around. Are you doing the same? But some people they're not sure about what they want, and you're gonna end up, you being hurt, thinking that it's just the two of y'all, and he's doing his own thing. You have to put it out there.
I think 3 months is even too much. Like if I'm already seeing you every day, you're at my place. I need to know like what's happening. You know, like
so how soon is that number?
I think 2-3 weeks. Like if we're
Hold on,
You can't even get the whole season experience 2 weeks.
But if you really like someone, right, and you guys are spending a lot of time together, like even the 2 weeks, you're not even gonna look at it as 2 weeks. You're gonna look at it as this is someone that I really like.
Yes, but
and then all those apps start getting deleted. People start getting ghosted.
Well, here's the problem with 2 weeks. You haven't given yourself enough time to know that individual.
Yeah, but so now I want you to do that, right?
You can without.
And how am I gonna?
What if you proceed and realize that this is not quite the person I want? You're not gonna. That commitment is already there, so you want to figure out that individual before you commit.
No, we're not talking about when we're dating. We're talking about like I meet you, right, and then I exchange numbers with you, and we start going out. And then after like 2 weeks of us hanging out, talking, whatever the case is, then I want to continue. Okay, I think I might want this to be a relationship, right? And at that point, I'm gonna take my energy and put it all to you. I'm not gonna be on no apps. I'm not gonna be texting anybody.
Straight.
2 weeks. Oh, that's a conversation you have with the guy. This guy is the guys that don't say
that's
so are you telling me when you started talking to someone?
You just haven't. It's just all that hasn't transpired in that short of time.
Exactly.
That's what.
Okay, so you probably just haven't experienced that before.
Yeah.
I feel I kind of agree with that because it's the same thing of what is going on here.
That's the title of this episode.
And then the
connection
is
is
so strong, and it seems as if we've all known each other for too long. So sometimes it doesn't have to take too long. It could be tomorrow.
I know, but we're having this vibe and everything because we're all here. But that doesn't necessarily mean that when we now take a two aside, which is both of us, we can actually vibe as we're vibing the same way.
Yeah.
Each one of us get just
I'm very introverted. If I get to my house, I'm just gonna be this way, and it has to be a lot of conversation. When I'm here, when I get to my house, this is how I am, and I can stay that way all day. Do you understand? So that's the point where we now get to know if we're vibing on that level, as opposed to just being in the crowd.
Yeah, Juwon has. Yeah, you want to ask?
So here's what I think. I think there's like 5 stages to like choosing like a partnership or to being involved with somebody for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. There's talking, there's dating, and then it's official, and then engagement, and then marriage.
I'm gonna write
That's
it
the way
down.
I break it down. So if we're talking, anybody can talk with anybody. You can talk to a girl for 1 week, and we're like, oh, I'm good. If we move to the dating stage, okay, then there's clearly something there. But the moment where it's official, I do think, back to the main topic, I think if this is somebody that you truly want to be with and see a future with, you should absolutely be playing that husband role because you're literally like selling yourself. You're showing that woman like, okay, this is what I can do for you if you decide to say yes to me when I propose. Just like a woman, like if you're dating somebody, most of the time you don't really want a potential. I think women don't really pick, like you want somebody that you know he can protect you, he can back you up, you know he got your back, whatever it is, right? So I do think that male or female should show like, this is who I am, this is what I'm capable of. Once we get to that official stage, if we're dating, you might not have enough time to truly know that person. So like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that would never work for me because I actually need to know you I need to know a whole lot about you before I can like show you who I really am. I have to figure out like, is she worth it? Is she gonna bounce after 2 weeks and so on? So that's my thing.
I think I want to clarify. When I say 2 weeks, I didn't say like be in a relationship after 2 weeks. I mean like at this point. Yeah, just focus on one person after 2 weeks. You're not technically in a relationship. I think at that point you're still even in a dating stage to your concept. You're in a dating stage after the 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that honestly should be clarified before. Like men and women, if I meet you and I'm really, really liking you, I'm gonna ask you, are you seeing somebody else? Is there anybody that we need to know about?
Yeah.
If we don't clarify that, then it's like, okay, then I guess it's cool for me to talk to other chicks or it's cool for me to talk to other men.
Yeah.
So if you don't clarify that from the beginning, and then later on you just be like, oh, listen, you gotta stop talking to other men or other women, then in his mind or her mind, like I'm not prepared to do that because you didn't establish that from jump.
You know, you have your 5 phases. In the talking phase, that's phase 1. You got to do like maybe every other day do a checkup.
Where are we right now?
Every other day. Why not every day?
You don't want to overkill.
Waste your time.
So in the dating, once you cross over from talking to dating, you should do maybe weekly.
What?
Weekly.
So what?
checkups.
You just ask like,
Yeah, like where are we? Like what? You know, like just to.
I mean, like,
Who's supposed to do the checkup?
Both sides.
Both sides. You gotta
What does the
check
checkup
both sides.
entail?
I don't know if I'll do it.
Okay,
know
so
what I think?
Guys normally don't do that.
Guys
Guys definitely
Nah.
not do it.
No, I usually would wait like a month, and I'm gonna be like,
The woman can suggest it. Suggest it.
When is this coming out?
Hello guys, having side conversations, real side conversations.
So sorry to cut Cap off real quick, but I think that I get what he's saying, but maybe not like every week. But I do 100% agree because that's the thing. That's how men or women get carried away. Because it's like you never really established that we're now in the dating phase or we're now official. So if I'm still seeing other girls, or you're already engaged in your mind mentally, and you get mad at me because like, oh, I thought we were already boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, we didn't establish that. So we should get to that stage where it's like, listen, I'm feeling you, you're feeling me. Do you want to be my boyfriend or girlfriend? Maybe we take it back to 17, 18 years old. We can't assume that, oh, I'm feeling you, I'm sleeping over, I'm eating your food. That now means we're official.
No.
You can do that with men sometimes. Not just sounding it out. You
A
gotta
question
literally
has to
establish
happen,
that.
and someone has to say yes.
Yeah. Like, I guess one thing I want to put out there, everything should be a limit, right? Sometimes people play that role, and some guys get so comfortable, they don't want marriage. Because she's doing everything else now. She cooking, she's doing my house. So we have to have a limit that...
So guys, what is that limit, right? What is that lot of rings? What is lot of
This is how you know the
right?
limit. If you're doing those checkups, you would have identified that person is not
Exactly.
interested in marriage. That's why
Yeah.
you know, so that's why those consistent checks.